Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector. So GameStop made a mistake today, but I think it actually worked out in my favor. As many of you know, at my local GameStop, from time to time, whenever they're like bringing a bunch of games out of trade hold, or whenever they've taken in a massive trade with a number of games, there's usually like a number of games that are left over. They're usually sports titles or just random games that they can't find in their system. And usually they'll take those games, put them in a small bin, and leave it by the register. But honestly, a lot of people just walk past it because either they don't realize that it's for free, or they're just titles that no one's really interested in. Well, I walked into my local GameStop today and I found a gem inside that free bin. So I want to talk about that. And then I also want to show you three pretty rare games that I picked up from GameStop that I'm pretty sure are legit. They're real copies. One of them I'm a little suspicious of, but I'll share those with you. So first, let's talk about the free games. So the first free game in the bin was this copy of NBA 2K19. As you can see, the Greek Freak is on the cover there. Um, I'm not as big on 2K as I used to be quite honest with you. I don't play it as much, but this is a cool game nonetheless. This will probably not stay in the collection. I'll probably just add this to the war chest for trade and be done with this one. The next game that they had there for free was this copy of Corvette for the PlayStation 2. I'd never really heard of this game, to be quite honest with you. I'm not really into racing games, but the good thing about it is that this does allow me to have another PlayStation 2 case. This case is actually in pretty good condition, so I'll be able to do a case swap with one of my other PlayStation 2 games, and then this too will also go into the bin for trade. It'll just become a part of the war chest, and I'll trade this one away. Now, here's the game that I was shocked they had in the free bin, and that is this copy of Oddworld Abe's Odyssey New and Tasty. Now, I believe this is actually a limited run release, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it goes right there. And I'm thinking that that is part of the reason why this game may not have shown up in their system when they tried to plug it in. They probably put it in as New and Tasty in the system, and GameStop system probably just didn't register it. And on the surface, it doesn't really look like anything super crazy or anything super valuable. But this game actually has some decent value to it. This is like a this is like a $60 to $65 game actually for the PlayStation 3, which is pretty interesting. I was also shocked because it is complete. It did have the manual and everything. So I was pretty stoked to actually see that they had this there and they actually were giving it away. So this is a really cool add, especially to the PlayStation 3 collection. I don't really pick up PS3 games as much anymore, but the fact that I was able to snag this one for free was cool. So this is definitely going to stay in the collection. I like some of the Oddworld games. I actually had Oddworld, I think, on PlayStation 1, but I think I wound up selling my copy when I sold off a big chunk of my PlayStation 2. It was it PlayStation 1? Yeah, when my PlayStation 1 games, I sold off a big chunk. I had like a lot of like mid-tier games like Blasto and like Batman on PlayStation. Abe's. I had Wild Number 9. Just a few games that I actually want to get back now that I'm thinking about them. But I sold that copy of Oddworld, so it's actually cool to get this back in the collection. So this one is actually staying in the collection. Was stoked to get this for free. The other two games are going to be going into the trade war chest. So really cool pickup there. Now let's talk about these games that came in from GameStop's website. So the first one is this copy of Super Mario All-Stars, and it has Super Mario World with it. Nothing super rare about this at all, right? I just picked this up because in a trade that I made to pick up my copy of, I think it was Silent Hill 3. So part of that trade, part of the games that I traded was my copy of Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, and then my copy of Super Mario All-Stars. So when I saw that they had this one here, the one that comes with both games in one, This was a no-brainer for me. So I went ahead and picked this one up on GameStop's website. So that was a pretty cool pickup. And then and then we have these last two games. Now, both of these games are pretty rare. I've never seen, I don't know if I've ever seen any of these in person, but I'm going to show you the first one. The first one I'm a little bit skeptical of. I do need to open it just to make sure that it's real. But that is this copy of Felix the Cat for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, Felix the Cat is actually a pretty cool game. This game actually released really late in the Nintendo's life cycle. I think it came out in '92. And because of that, there's a lot of like attention to detail, I think, with this game, more than you would see like on most NES games, because this is like a platformer. It's like a action platforming type of game where you go through different worlds where some are on land, some are in the sea, some are in the sky. So you get a bunch of different environments. Felix, he gets a bunch of pretty cool power-ups that allow you to kind of travel in different vehicles. You're in a submarine, you're in a tank in different areas. So this is actually a really good platforming game. Like, it's a good one. And of course, Hudson Soft is behind it. The thing that gives me a little bit of pause about this one is, one is just how shiny this label is. That one has me like just like a little nervous there. It is flush at the top, so the label, you know, that's a good sign. But it is just a little bit glossy, and it's almost too clean, almost just too perfect. Seriously, like I know it's one of the later NES games, but it just feels too good to be true almost. So this one came in the mail. Also, I have some concerns about this this back label here. It just doesn't look like a normal NES back label, even though it does have the stamp right there. Just something about this cart feels off. So I'm definitely gonna have to crack this one open and make sure that it's legit. But this was very shocking to find this on GameStop's website. I had a lot of reservations. I was like, either it's not gonna come, it's gonna be a completely different game, or it's gonna be fake. So it came. It's not a different game. We just need to make sure that it's not fake. And if it's not, then this is probably one of the better pickups that I've gotten from GameStop this year. Only game to actually trump this or beat this is the next pickup that I'm about to show you, and that is this copy of Metal Storm for the NES. Now, I think this got like a re-release, like a modern release on by like Limited Run or one of those companies, and I'm pretty sure this copy is legit. I just get more legit vibes from this copy of the game. Even though the label's in pretty good shape, it's not like torn or anything. There's some minor wear and tear, but this is a pretty good label. And this is a very cool game. If you like run and gun shooters, like if you like games like Cybernator or, you know, Mech Warrior or like Assault Suit Lanos type of games, this is like the NES version of those types of games. Very good, very cool game. This game got a lot of shine and a lot of attention when it came out, but it just like the general public, like the general masses just never took to it. This is one of those niche run and gun shooter games. I put this in the category of like run and gun shooter / shoot 'em up. If you're a fan of that type of, you know, anime looking type of game, you'll like this one. IREM, this is an IREM classic, of course. On the back, that label, I do have confidence in this label. I feel a little more confident about this NES game being legit than Felix the Cat. I mean, even if you look at them side by side, just the cartridge on the Felix the Cat, the color looks a little bit off. And then when you flip it over, just that label, you see how that label is just giving me pause right there? I'm just a little shaky on that label. But I'm going to crack this bad boy open and see for myself. Hopefully it's legit. If not, hey, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But this will be going right back to GameStop. But those are the pickups. You know, GameStop definitely fumbled on this one. They really didn't know what they had. And or either that or they did and they just didn't want the game. In either event, I'm just glad that I was able to get it for free and add some games to the collection for free. It's always good when you can get free stuff. So let me know what you think about these pickups. And before I, come back, I'll let you guys know either later tonight or tomorrow if this was real. But let me know down in the comments if you think this copy of Felix the Cat is either real or fake. I'm interested to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.